Hi, everybody. Hi, you guys. This is Melissa, your free range psychic. It is September 23rd, 2025. Let me say hello to y'all. Um, hey, Linda. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Ivy. Hi, Earth Mama. Hi, Sandy. Hey, Sonia. Sandy. I already said hello to you. Um, you came with questions. Oh, hey Buffy, hey Sylvia. I got a new mic, and I'm hoping it's suitable and that the audio quality is better than last week. Did I say hi to you, Brenda? Hey, um, and it was necessary. I go through so many mics. One day I'm going to invest some money in like one of those like professional mics. Thank you, Earth Mama. But I haven't as of yet. It's a little bit more. I spent a little bit more on this one, but I don't know. Oh, good. And I noticed that StreamYard improved its sound quality also. So, oh, you guys, what a roller coaster of a ride it has been this week, like we expected, because that is the way that they do. With this administration, they want to keep us in confusion, chaos, drama, trauma. Keep it coming, flood the zone. It's their thing. And hey, Daniel. Oh my God, what happened, Daniel? Because I didn't actually watch it. I have such a hard time. I'm kind of remiss at my job. Oh, this isn't my job per se, but as a YouTube political commentator slash psychic, that I probably should watch all those things. But when I watched him, Felon, it makes me sick. I do. Oh, for me, I have somebody who's doing some weed whacking out there, but I hope that doesn't interfere. Um, but it's just so embarrassing. It's disgusting, and that I watched. I actually did watch the presentation he made with RFK and whatever her name is, our new Surgeon General who doesn't have a medical license, and about Tylenol. It was insane because he just said the same 4 points or something over and over and over and over and over again, and he sounded like uh I don't want to insult like third graders or fourth graders or fifth graders or whatever, like that he was talking about some kind of book report. They would sound smarter. He's so challenged. And I can imagine that he was briefed by RFK and whomever in that group, and they're trying to tell him what their shtick is or what they want to put forward, and he's just trying so hard to remember. Oh, Tylenol bad. It's Tylenol acetaminophen, which you could not pronounce. Pregnant women shouldn't take it, except maybe some. I mean, and he's not a doctor. I mean, the temerity, the idea that he should be up there telling people as if he was their medical care provider what to take. I mean, it just blows my mind. So I did watch that, as painful as it was. But I did not watch the UN speech. So if you want to, let's see if you already have, but if you want to inform me what went down there, did he talk about his wonderful economy and how terrible Joe Biden was and how we have the best economy that's ever been, and this is a hot country? Like it's a woman, that he finds hot. Like that's his frame of reference, right? Because he's always commenting on what people look like, even Princess Kate. Uh, oh, you look good. You look marvelous. That's his, he's a narcissist, so that's his frame of reference. But oh my God. And then he spoke at the memorial service for their new Messiah. And I didn't really watch that, but I did watch Baby Goebbels. I heard somebody calling Steve Miller Baby Goebbels. Um, that speech, it was so over the top. I mean, it was scary to a point, but then it was ridiculous. Yeah, it was cray cray. Like, you are nothing. You never build anything. Nobody, at some point, people lost the thread. And I did see, I found I love finding new, um, YouTubers that I can't remember what her name is. This woman I've just started watching. She has a lot of shorts. I'll find it for you guys next time. But what she does is she takes screenshots of, like, she looks at the social media of the right, and to see what they're saying, and they thought it was over the top. A lot of people were disgusted by. They didn't like. They found, and he is weird. Come on, Baby Goebbels is very weird. But they didn't like Erica either. They found it all like very performance art. They didn't a lot of there was a lot of negative reaction on their side of the aisle there, and I my guides, when I asked them about it, my guide said there would be, before I actually saw her and the screenshots, because they don't understand. Oh, thank you, Sonia, for the audio comment. They don't understand the youth. They don't understand their Gen Z. They're big, kind of supporters who go down rabbit holes for them, and who really thought that Felon would release the Epstein files, and we'd find out about the adrenochrome drinking Democrats of Pizzagate. But that hasn't happened, and now they're with this whole, they seem to step in it. When I say they, I'm talking about the whole Felon's whole administration, including the FBI. They don't get their audience. They're referencing from their own small bubble, and especially when they released those text messages from the alleged unaliver of CK, the new Messiah, and to his lover that we think. I mean, this is all, we don't even really know. People are putting it in past tense already. We don't really know what happened, to tell you the truth. That it's going to take a while if we ever really find out more information. But that whole text exchange, he's 22. There's no emojis. There's all these, full, complete sentences. Sounds like parts of it sound like it's from the Civil War era. That's what I thought. And come on, and I saw this comic, again, I didn't come with names. I should have. He was pretty funny for that one, but he put it to Chat GPT. Like, is this real? And Chat GPT found a lot of flaws with it and thought it was auto-generated, by the way. Somebody asked a question about CK. How does he make money? I looked it up for you guys real quick. It's a please, people, tell me what happened at the UN, because I did not see. I'll watch it later, or parts of it anywhere. Or watch commentators who will air it probably. But now I lost my train of thought. But it just seems crazy to me. I mean, they're crazy. They're just. It's like they're falling in on themselves. They're not going to, I think, grow their audience, even though that. And I know, if I lost track of what I was saying before, sorry, I was distracted by a comment, and hopefully I'll get back to it, or you can remind me. But at first, going back to that memorial service and that huge arena, and there maybe 100, I don't know how many people were there, but the new Messiah, he's chosen to be the new Messiah because he had many, many followers, and he was greatly loved amongst a group of people, and they showed up for that. And then what you see happening there is a usurpment of CK And then all of a sudden you have fancy pants, JD fancy pants, being a guest hoster, and all of a sudden, the felon and baby Goebbels and those people that's like they're addressing that like it's a rally where everybody showed up for the felon. And it struck me last night as I was going to bed. These things filter through my mind. That remember how few people were showing up for his rallies before the stealing. I'm going to say the election, but I think it's stolen because he's not very popular at all. That's why it's not that difficult to believe that his popularity is dropping to 39% because it wasn't popular. He didn't win. He didn't have a majority, according to me. That's my opinion. And yes, for entertainment purposes only. I'm a psychic. What do I know? That's my tagline. But they wanted to turn it in, especially baby Goebbels, into this neo-Hitlerian rally. They thought, and they're still hoping they can capitalize off their new messiah's passing to reinvigorate MAGA, I say MAGA, but MAGA. But that's not happening. And instead, you have Gen Z and people who go down rabbit holes who see very clearly that text message, I believe, was a ridiculous fake, as far as I can see. And everything's not making sense. And they have the power of the internet, of being able to, use ChatGPT, and also it's a generation of true crime sleuths, right or left, and they're down that rabbit hole, and they already don't trust the felon, and nothing makes sense, and so it's really fragmenting MAGA, and especially their faithful younger followers. I think they're breaking away. I think they're just disgusted by what's going on with the whole Epstein thing, and now with the CK thing. It's just it's not turning out how they want. And as scary as that looked, I don't know if anybody watched that rally / memorial service, whatever that was, with merch, right? And it was disgusting, right? There was a film of the entranceway into it, and it's just full of trash. So it's just so strange. Let me look at the comments now. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out. Oh, Stephanie, it's a nonprofit organization, and yeah, I looked it up. Thank you for reminding me, taking me back there. And he's a CEO, so I think he takes a salary from that. And I saw that they took in like 28 million, according to Google, like a few years ago. So that's, and now his wife is the new CEO. Oh yeah, today was supposed to be Rapture Day. Yeah, artistic world. Yeah, I get to that in a second. I was just thinking, oh, how wonderful it would be if it was true. Because think of all the people who wouldn't be here, raptured away. Fancy Pants wouldn't be here, and oh my God, little Mikey J wouldn't be here. And I guess, a lot of them, the evangelicals, would not be here. They'd just be gone, and we could get on with things. And I guess they would, maybe want to take their orange one with them, because he is their, leader. How fantastic. Yeah, because today's supposed to be the rapture. I guess it was, that whole rumor thing was started by somebody from South Africa on TikTok, and people love those kinds of, things. World's ending, and it's ended so many times, right? Yeah, yeah, that just tells you who they are with Mama, doesn't it? Carolyn's saying, I've been following the West Point history professor on Substack. He brings a lot of hooks and good information. I am on Substack, and I will subscribe. I love Substack. It's awesome. Hey, Sue. Artistic World, you were saying that Melania, it was great to see how she was trolled for her flying saucer hat that she wore in the UK. There was I saw a meme of her with the hat and then a lampshade with the same shade, and it said, who's wearing it better? Oh my God, it was so funny. Bob here saying the rapture only happens to people who are evil, but think they're good, or they think that they're God's chosen, whatever God that may be. Linda saying that the Tylenol parent company is going to sue Donald to the ends of the earth. I would imagine so, and so would like anybody who's harmed. He can't by that suggestion. But it does harken back to bleach, bleach and what UV light for COVID, right? It's just it's just insane. As I was saying that, I was flashing back to RFK, and he looks like he's full demon now, doesn't he? Whatever demon that is, like a demon from Hellboy or something. If anybody's seen Hellboy, has the demon or the worm in his brain has fully taken over him. He's a weird looking dude. And then whoever that woman was on her right, I can't be bothered to learn her name. And she was also kind of trying to smile and look supportive of Donald, and over and over and over and over again, trying to whatever he grasped from whatever they told him. It was really crazy. But they're using him, and I'm sure they're happy that he's putting forth their agenda. But the other thing about that was that he was basically saying that vaccines don't cause autism, but the Tylenol does. I think I got that from that. So now people are very confused, I'm sure, on that side of the aisle, who are the anti-vaxxers. Like, what? Wait a minute. Well, we thought you were going to end vaccines, but you're saying not to take Tylenol. So, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of confusion there, don't you? Daniel, what are you saying here? Oh yeah, America is the best country in the world. Other countries better wake up. Oh, is that what he was saying? Global warming is a next to the Russia hoax. And how immigration will ruin all other countries, blah, 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 blah. Oh, God, of course. Why does anybody have any other expectations? He can't have his rallies right now. So now this is like another rally. We're the hottest country in the world. Everybody wants our country. Oh, my God. Did you talk about the tariffs? Let's see. Artistic World, Miller creates all these talking points for Felon to spout. I now believe it's just to distract the citizens to the point of despair, keeping the energy low vibe. Yeah, and to not talk about the Epstein files. Because every time the Epstein files come up, something dramatic happens, bombing Iran, or God knows, you think of bombing Venezuela and the fishing boats. He has to distract. I think it's so weird. I don't think it's just, again, just what I think. I think he's having to protect certain people, not just himself. This isn't big. It's big, big, big. But no matter what he does, the Epstein files still come up. And then the stupidity of him suing, although that's just the way he grifts. There's a whole, I hear the Midas brothers break it down, like what the grift is with that. But why, why poke the bear? Just leave it alone, because that just means that this lawsuit's going to be talked about. That means the Epstein files are going to be talked about, and more things are going to be released. 45 said at the UN today that America is in a golden age. Gasoline prices down, food prices down. Oh God. Oh my God. Since President Reagan, we've had the best government money could buy. Yep. Well, that's the cruelty is the point, Carol. When the orange one fails, we get punished. That's just, yep. They love that. So let's see what else. Yeah, Buffy. As a baby Goebbels. What a weird dude. And all I can think of is, like, hey, where's your wife? And you know, you just wonder how that whole thing, like, even that he found a wife, and that she so blatantly ran off with Elon or Leon. Yeah, Stephanie, exactly. He will. So trying to, oh, and of course, let's talk about good news. The wonderful return tonight of Jimmy Kimmel. Because of us, because of everybody who unsubscribed. I think that's what brought him back. Everyone's trying to, not everybody, but there are other commentators out there. I'm sorry, that was wrong to say everybody. A few people anyway, are trying to say it was because ABC and whatever sat down and, oh, no. Oh, because they realized, or Disney realized, that all these famous, celebrities who they work with didn't want to come back to him, and there were Congress people getting involved. No, it was for the loss of what I think might have been 4 billion, but I think might be more dollars, megabucks, very, very quickly. I unsubscribed from Disney, which I don't even really use. I just had somebody, told me something good was, I can't remember, but I did subscribe to Disney several years ago, but I don't really use it. So for me, it was no big deal. But and Hulu, I love Murders in the Building. Everybody talks about Abbott Elementary. I haven't really watched that, but I don't like the commercials. So I think I got signed out of it several months ago and couldn't be bothered to find my password. So no big deal. But I know some, if you have kids or something, parents are probably really, like having Disney, and then all the cruises that were canceled and the trips. I've never been to Disney World or Land or anywhere, but I'm sure it's really fun for the kids. But I love the fact that Americans, millions of us had the gumption to just go, no, too far. This isn't going to work for me, and goodbye. And it felt so empowering yesterday. Did anybody else feel empowered by Kimmel coming back? And I know, hey, Caltex here. Hi. Thank you for showing up. Oh, thank you, JC. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, I know people are saying, yeah, but now Sinclair's not going to show Kimmel in some red states or whatever. Who cares? We're powerful. We need to take our power and use it, because they just count on us. Just, we're the faceless consumer. And they, what else I was thinking? How soon Cracker Barrel was forgotten. The lesson of Cracker Barrel, right? Oh yeah, we were talking about the Rapture Celtics there, but I was saying that the people who would disappear, the people who believe in the Rapture, what a relief for the world. If they were gone, it would be so fantastic. Because it only applies to people who think that they're, the chosen ones who are. I don't know how they come to that, but they follow whatever the evangelical Christian belief they follow. Somehow that gives them the lottery ticket, the winning ticket to go through the pearly gates to meet their Creator. Let them go is what I say. Let them leave the planet. It would be so wonderful. There was a cartoon where Mickey Mouse was dressed in a Nazi uniform. Where was that, on X or somewhere? Oh, Sinclair's trying to buy Warner. Let's make it impossible for those mergers to happen if we can. If we can use our spending power. Jimmy Kimmel's back. Hope he demands more money for his crew. What do your guides have to say? Well, one of the things that I know is that Gavin Newsom is going to be his guest tonight. So that gives you a clue as to whether people are worried that he would, go into the apology tour like Sinclair wanted, but no, not Jimmy. Jimmy reminded me of with a Disney reference of Bugs Bunny. That's all, folks. He's got that kind of mischievous personality. That's how I see him, because he's not going to fold. And I'll ask the guides about. I would imagine he would want to. I mean, he might have wanted to walk himself. I mean, my God, he's like a multimillionaire, right? But he feels responsible for his staff, and I think that probably would give him the motivation to stay on air for them. What's in the book of Revelations, the whole rapture thing? So Linda, the rapture is Jews don't. The rapture isn't a thing for the Jews there. They do believe, or at least a sect of Jews believe, in a Messiah coming back, but they don't believe it was Jesus, and that created a whole, thing, right? Rift eventually, maybe 300 years down the line, because, Christianity was not just but a minority, had a minority following until the Romans co-opted it. And then, wrote their version of the Bible and invented the Catholic Church, as far as I know. There was a lot of, in terms of as far as I know, the translation of the original Jewish text, there was a lot that they got wrong. One of the things that I can recall is, that whole thing, spare the rod, spoil the child. It was never the rod was never about an instrument of punishment. The yod or the rod is a yod in Judaism, and it's used. It's like a hand, like a silver or gold hand. Like imagine this, but with a hand on it. And it's used to teach scripture. And so there's a huge belief in Judaism that, especially, it didn't really apply to females, but for the boys, the highest thing, the most important thing that you could do was to become, or for the boy, was to become a rabbi or a learned person. That was above anything else in terms of the future of a child who's a boy. And so the yod was related to that, to how valuable the Jews found, or how valuable teaching the Torah and the Talmud and the Jewish texts were to their sons. So that was an unfortunate mistake, because how many children have gotten beaten because of that? thinking that they were following, the parents were following, what the Bible said. That's not really, never was the intent. I hope Jimmy follows through with a $1 billion lawsuit. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, a lot more to come to that. And I did ask my guides when that firing happened, and I was so upset about it. And they said, it's going to be such a backlash, Melissa, beyond your imagination. So and he's going to come back. So, and it did happen. So I was very happy about that. So let's see. I want to look at your comments. Okay, people are talking about the Bible and the authorship, that kind of thing. And I'll have to look at later on. Have to look at some of the YouTube shows to see what's happening today with that whole ridiculousness. Are people gathering somewhere, a certain place they have to be? Are they stripping their clothes? Sorry, YouTube. Are they, like getting ready for it? I don't think that's how it's supposed to happen, right? But when you are raptured, I think you do leave your clothes and your shoes behind. So that's what we should expect to see today, is a lot of clothes and left behind. And I'm like, oh, look at that. There's a pile of clothes. What happened to that person? It'd be kind of cool, right? For the people who really believe in it and have that experience. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh yeah, the anti-mask law. I saw Newsom talking about that today. I also heard a snippet of the federal attorney or whatever for California saying that the feds weren't going to follow that law because they didn't want their people to be doxxed, and then I heard commentators talking about how horrible it was for people to be taken by masked strangers and in front of school children, and it's horrific. Every time I hear that, it wrenches my heart, and it's not how we're supposed to be. It's not how it should be in any part of the world. People. Yeah. That's so funny. Oh, I'm sure Daniel saying, economic professor from U of M, said tariffs will hit the U.S. hard in 2026. Yep. What they want to do, which my guide says is not going to happen, is they want to replace who's they? Sorry, when anybody says they, I got to specify it. They is the felons government with the people like Lutnick and Witkoff and Leon and all those guys and TL. They want to replace the dollar with crypto. That's what their intention is, and that's why they want to crash the dollar. Plus, they want to lower the Fed rate, and the thought that they're willing to destroy people's lives and destroy our government so they can get their grift on and their profits up. It makes me sick. Oh, well, I'm sure Jesus would enjoy milk and cookies. Just imagine if it really was true. It's so good. Oh, JC, I missed that. I know she's going to be on. Joy Reid's going to air an interview with Kamala today, but I heard about that just this morning. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Saw Kamala on Mano last night. Does she know? Does she know she won? She's very lackluster, but not even showing outrage at ICE crimes. Just talking about grocery bills. So disappointed. Well, I think she's just trying to be careful. I don't know. Let me not comment on it because I didn't see it. So I have to see it. Uh, I know she's starting her book tour tomorrow. Oh, Celtic Steer, let us know about the reckoning. I would like to know more about that. MLR says, hey, by the way, I think, did you just show up? Or I probably missed your text, or not text, your chat comments. Again, we cannot have enough psychology professors with training in cults. Now there's some job security for the foreseeable future. Oh, this woman that I've been watching is like her. I think she calls herself Cult Culture. She's really good. She's awesome. Yeah, cults are a real problem, but they, I've always, I've always thought this, especially with the advent of QAnon and back at the first presidency, and even with that, that Putin using or used or is still using, or his people are still using KGB tactics, grooming people through the internet, reaching out to various groups of people, giving them false information, like the anti-vaxxers. I mean, there was a group of anti-vaxxers before that, but not so radicalized as they are now, because Putin is really good at, and the KGB are really good at finding the weaknesses in the psyche of the American people and creating division, and they continue to do that. By the way, Nick Fuentes, the Groypers are affiliated with Russia, so I believe that's another brainwashing program that comes in, and they just even find ways to implant certain ideas, because they have the technology and the psychology. They study how to do this, and then all of a sudden you have a cult, like the Orange Ones cult that was created, I'm sure, by the KGB and Putin. It's a fascinating. Well, it's fascinating how it's done, but it's also insidious and scary. And I cannot wait until that government is gone and all the trophy farms. That's my vision anyway. The trophy farms are shut down. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that did happen? That Putin lost the war, and because there is an insurgency. Just talk about Nance. And Jason J. Smart and people like that, they talk about the Russian resistance who want to come in. They're not the oligarchs. They want to come in and they want to bring in a more Western government. And they come into power and they're like backed by NATO. And they just shut it all down. They shut all this BS down that's been going on with the brainwashing, with QAnon, with all the false information. And they completely transform our media that way, because there's no more, it's not being fed anymore. And yeah, of course, Korea and Saudi Arabia and China are part of the, I don't believe that any country was as much of an instigator as Russia. So in my imagination, it wants to shut down, and then that means crypto shut down too, because that's where all the funding comes from. I think, well, probably the UAW too, but a lot of it comes from Putin, and I think just things will really change because of that. That's just what I think. So let's see all these questions here. A lot of interesting comments here. So Celtics here saying institutions are crumbling all over the globe, and all those trying to hold on to power are waiting. Spring 2026 ushers in so much change. Ooh, it's about a year from now, right? Or not a year, several months short of a year. But that's Aquarius, right? Pluto and Aquarius, just total, kind of like a volcano, and then or an earthquake. Oh, by the way, talking about earthquakes and volcanoes, there continue to be these massive earthquakes and aftershocks in the same areas that there were earthquakes before. I mean, I think it's Kamchatka, which is eastern Russia, uh, keeps on having them, like 7.8 earthquakes. And they're so bad, according to, I watched several different sources. I watched Stephen Burns. He's really cool because he does videos on astronomy or astrological influences on the planet, astrological influences on the planet. And he's like a meteorologist, and he just combines all these things. He's also spiritual, but he wants us to like connect to like what's going on with the solar flares and the sun right now. The sun is really, really active, and then there's all kinds of planetary stuff going on. But these, and he says they result in these earthquakes. But what is, like, what I don't understand is why we're not seeing reports of like the aftermath. But I know he said this, that one of those earthquakes anywhere was so powerful that it moved an island in that area off Kamchatka, and it also moved the world off its axis a little bit. Like the days are a little shorter because of how powerful those earthquakes were. And then there's these volcanoes that are erupting all over the place. So it's a lot of transformation on the earth going on, and a lot of shaking it up. So we're feeling that on, if we don't live in those areas, we're feeling it on a psychic level, an energetic level. Just FYI, just so you know. Buffy, Melissa, can you tell us about this year being an ending year and 2026 being a beginning year? The year being a 9-year, and next year is a 1. Oh, I can ask the guides. I know about it. Oh, Celtic Sir, what was the how big was that earthquake? Yes, Sandy, ringing in the ears, headaches. I think allergies for me too, and other symptoms like ringing. Crazy this spring, this and summer, now fall. Just um, thank you, Sandy. Yeah, what magnitude? Celtic Sir, what magnitude did say? Oh, somebody look it up on your phone, because you can, if somebody has their phone for you, you can find out and tell us. Let's see. I'm asking my guides. I have my pendulum right here. Oh wow! So Celtic Sir says there's a 3.0, 4.3 around Berkeley. Opyop says, yeah, me too, and ear spasms. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and whether we want. Oh yeah, and then the equinox, happy equinox, and there was a eclipse in the southern hemisphere. That's a big deal too. Yeah, whether we like it or not, we're affected by those things, especially sensitives. So they're saying, yes, 2026, my guides are saying 2026 will bring new beginnings, changes of power. They really, and maybe whenever they tell me this, because like I try to be rational and grounded, and I see what I see with my eyes. Oh, really? Oregon having a 5.8 earthquake. But they do see the ending of tyranny and the ending of this occupation of our country. They do see it, and they say it's not long. So maybe that's what they mean. But maybe by 2026, oh, I feel it. I really feel it resonating, that we will have, I feel like crying, we will have democracy. And I don't know whether they make, the evil ones make their transitions to wherever they're going to go physically, or whether it's just that they're out of power and new people take power. Yeah, it's like really strong because this new age is coming in. They can't stop it. And it was interesting. I was listening to the show. Um, the two Taras, Tara Devlin and Tara Devlin. I really enjoy watching them. They had Malcolm Nance on, and I was thinking it, and then he said it. So maybe I was just picking up on where he was going with it. But he was talking about how the Democrats or whomever want to see democracy come back. So we should be writing, or there should be a coalition of us writing like Project 2026. Get rid of Citizens Alliance. I think get rid of the Electoral College and all the things that like making a plan the way the GOP did for 2025. We need to consolidate a plan for what we want to bring in, and there's so much. Oh yeah, 100%. MLR says. Tris says, love Malcolm. He's been warning us about this for 10 years or more. Yeah, he knows of what he speaks. Yeah, I feel so clearly about Butler, and I feel the same way about the other tragedy that happened recently. No, scared to talk about, but that you can tell it's just so. It does not ring true. These things, these things don't make sense, and then these events are so quickly exploited. It's like they have merch, they have everything set up, before it almost even happens, and there you go. Boom, there's you have baby Goebbels out there trying to resurrect the Hitler Youth. But he's so pathetic. It just isn't like it'd be one thing if he had charisma, but he's weird. He's just a weird looking dude. They're all just weird. Yeah. Well, I'm getting soon, like within a year, but I'm not great with time. I just know that it's sooner than later. Somebody said something about, Linda, all of us psychic people are way ahead of the regular folk, and we tell things too. Mostly, aren't believed, but you can kind of like almost smell it in the air or something. What's coming? Oh, hey Kay. Oh, you're fine. I'm just glad you're here. Welcome. And by the way, did everybody have a good equinox? Those who celebrated. Also, happy Rosh Hashanah. I don't even. I'd have to look what the Jewish New Year is. Is it 5,000 something something something? I don't know. I can look it up. Does anybody know what year it is? Oh yeah, I really hope so. Yeah, CK was wearing a bulletproof vest, and the shooter. Yeah, I noticed that vest, and the shooter aimed at his chest. The bullet bounced and pierced his neck. Oh, you're saying that it was supposed to be an attempt. That's interesting. I never even thought about that. That whoops. Oh, may he, Oh, thank you, Celtic Seer. May he rest in peace. What a tragedy. But I feel like they've kind of usurped whatever that, the right wing organization that he ran, that it doesn't, they're taking, it's like it's a treasure trove for them. money and the popularity, and then they're just usurping it, and they're trying, but I don't think they're going to be able to take that group of people and reinvigorate MAGA. I just don't see it, because I think the people themselves who came there really wanted to mourn him. I guess some people really loved him, and there was not love or respect shown there by the people who gave the memorials. It was just, I think people smelled the grift. So, okay, happy 5,786. Yeah, exactly. Like Butler. I think I feel the same way about both of those. So that's the interesting thing about how botched I think this, what happened to CK, not to CK, I want to say that, how botched this whole thing was around the unaliving of CK, because there's too many rabbit holes. I started out with that right at the beginning of this live, talking about those text messages, which I said at the beginning, and if you rewatch this, you'll hear me say it, sounded like they're from like the 1800s, from the Civil War. Like, dear Josiah, my love, that I'm writing, nobody texts like that. Nobody texts like that. No, 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 and especially not Gen Z, not a 22-year-old. Oh, that's clever. So Turning Point is indeed at a turning point. It's going to be interesting now. Erica, his wife, is the CEO, right? I don't know. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of followers. It's a lot of potential merch being sold. It's a lot of potential for grifting. It was really important to the GOP. It raised a lot of money for them. But I think with CK gone, I don't know if I just don't see it being the same, and I think people are going to walk away from it. Oh, interesting. So yeah, the thing about this situation, it has caused more questions than answers, and the powers that be right now wanted to use it as a galvanizing um, point. So they could really have this civil war, this division, this violence, the left versus right, but that's not what's happening. I mean, it might happen on a very small scale in various places, but it's not turning out the way they want, because Gen Z has the internet, and Gen Z, as I said before, are true crime sleuths just like anybody else. So they will pick it apart. It'll be like there's a Bruder film, and nothing makes sense. So they're going down those rabbit holes, and it's just going to divide MAGA. It isn't going to consolidate the way they wanted. Yeah, because you can see how forced it was. They say CK's wife knew Trump before she knew CK. Yeah, she was. What I heard about Erica, I believe this is true anyway, was that she was Miss Arizona, USA, and that was in one of his pageants. Oh, yeah, she reminds me of a beauty pageant a contestant, right? That's her shtick. I don't want to. Maybe it's too soon to go down that road, but the whole thing, it does remind me of Butler. It's like they need these violent tragedies to kind of bolster them, or they believe that will infuse new blood and consolidate their movement. It's so weird. Let's see, Celtic. Well, I did talk about that, didn't I? That I do see. My guides show me that, and I don't know when the timing is. I get very soon, but according to the angels, they have a different conception of time. That the fall of the Russian government is coming very, very soon, and the fall of Putin from power. And they do show me the instead of what people fear, that oligarchs or his old guard are going to take power or control. He's already, he himself has already and is continuing to jail his generals or unalive them, and oligarchs, and so nobody is going to step in, I don't think. And plus, they don't have infrastructure. They're losing their refineries. They're broke. I think I read somewhere allegedly that he's taking 50 billion from oligarchs right now. But he lives, I believe Putin is like living in a delusion. He lives like it's in his mind, Russia is the Russia of like 2000 or something. He believes, he doesn't see how corruption has really destroyed, and probably always has, like, taken a chunk out of his military might. He believes Russia's the second strongest military in the world. They're not. They are not. And Ukraine is he's a fierce enemy, and thanks to Biden, like I said in one of my last videos, who got the band back together again, who really galvanized NATO, they have the support of NATO. And Putin is making incursions into Poland, Estonia, or not incursions, but he's throwing drones, or he's trying to poke the bear there, Estonia and Poland. Man, all I can think of is Putin Fafo, because Russia just does not have the military to be able to do that. They've lost over 1 million soldiers, and they're now being Ukraine is now able to send drones and missiles into Moscow. So if and when that government falls, and one of the worst dictators that's ever existed in history is thrown out of power, I do believe a Western-style democracy is going to come in, and I think they're going to shut down the troll farms. And the whole apparatus, I think it's going to be gone. And then when that happens, it'll be interesting to see what happens to the GOP, because the GOP are, as far as I can see, are totally owned and operated by Russia Incorporated. So that's what I'm seeing potentially. Anyway, I don't know. It would be a good result as far as I can see if that happens. Oh, hey TK, so good to see you. Are we talking about what happened in Arizona with CK? Yeah, I think so too. Celtic Seer, Ukraine is not corrupt. It used to be corrupt. It is not corrupt. I mean, there may be still vestiges of it, but it's night and day from Russia. So that, as far as I don't believe that. But I mean, you have a right to your opinion, but I don't believe Ukraine is corrupt. It used to be corrupt before Zelensky took over, but it's everything I've seen. All the journalists from Ukraine, the Americans who've been there. That is not what I get. So anyway, Slava Ukraine, but I'm biased, and so I don't mean to get at you like that, but I'm very biased pro-Ukraine. James Clark is saying, I agree with everything you just said, and to add, the GDP of California is larger than Russia. Yeah. What's the discussion here? So I'm not sure what that discussion's about, but anyway, anyway, that's my vision. I know it's hard these days, if you're watching what's going on, knowing what's going on with our corrupt government. It breaks one's heart, and yet it's very heartwarming and strengthening to see what we the people really want. And I think we saw that in the restoration of Jimmy Kimmel. Who's going to watch that tonight? I don't. Well, now I don't have Disney. I'm not going to resubscribe. They have to really. I don't know. They what they could do to get me to resubscribe. But I will watch it on YouTube. Like the general, that's when I see Jimmy Kimmel anyway. Was when I see like the when he releases like the the start of the show. Oh, I'll leave you with funny vision that I had. Maybe they should do. I think SNL should do it. This vision. Maybe they already have. You let me know. But they need to do a skit if they have not already of the Star Wars, like the Sith. um, if anybody else, seen, I've seen Star Wars multiple times, the different, trilogies, etc. But like, and last night also, I was thinking, well, who would be, as I was trying to get to sleep, who would be like the um now I can't remember what is his name, the head Sith, like who would be Darth Vader, like like and just have them have those like the Sith in a group, but like as the different members of the uh, administration. Oh my god, I think that would be so funny. Um, like who would be an Anakin? So anyway, I thought that I was trying to kind of place each of that administration into Sith characters. Because didn't Leon himself, identify himself with the Sith with a red lightsaber? Yeah, I think that would be pretty funny. Um, See, President Obama and Biden doing their administration, they're able to get the corrupt politician out of office. That's why the selling, trying to go after Biden and his son regarding Ukraine. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, okay, you guys. But this has been a good week for people power, and we have so much more power than we know. We got to keep on exercising it, and we need to feel empowered, okay? It's really, really important. Do us good. It will invigorate us. It's what we're meant to be feeling. I love you. Do you want to ask anybody want to throw out a question there before I go? Oh, really? That must have meant if he was Darth Vader, then he would have had to have been an Anakin. Maybe he was. What is the head Sith's name? It begins with a P. Um, and I don't know why it's escaping me right now. Hey, Forest Dreams, good to see you. Um, I'll research on that and I'll get back with you and see if I can place each of them because Fancy Pants Vance would be like a funny character. Um, yeah. Okay. Hey, Marby. I'm just about to go now, but please watch the replay. I will be back next week. And I will answer some of those questions. Oh, Palpatine. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Palpatine. Who would be Palpatine in this scenario? Oh my God. Okay. Goodbye, you guys. I love you so much. And we'll get through this week and we'll talk about it next week. And just know people have the power. We're here for a reason. We need to, Dark City, we need to own that. We need to know that. Okay. And we are stronger together. Okay. Love you. I will be back. Take care. Bye bye.